Hi guys, welcome back to the Chat Club podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Hello there. Thank you for having me again on this exciting day.
So, we have a very exciting episode for you guys today because we had the opportunity to interview Zae from Big Brother 27.
Yes.
Is it Big Brother 27?
Yeah, it's Big Brother
Yes.
27.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
BB 27.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
I know.
That's a lot of seasons.
Yeah,
Exactly.
27.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got to interview Zae. We have not done a BB recap yet this season on our podcast, but we thought that this made up for lost time.
Yes.
I think so.
Mhm.
He's pretty cool.
He was very, very cool.
We've
So
upped the ante.
So we got the opportunity to interview him. So we did have a conversation with him over Zoom. And yeah, it was very, very exciting. He gave a lot of intel on the game itself, how he got on the game, what he could have done better with his game, who he thinks is playing the best game, who's playing the worst game, and if some TV moments were real or some TV moments were just for
A little
TV.
too edited.
I loved it.
I think we got some really good
Mhm.
content and lots of great answers. And I don't know.
Okay,
I feel like and the way how the process came to be for him getting on the show. It wasn't like a normal audition of his.
Right.
And I found that really interesting.
Yeah, same. So yes, I hope you guys enjoy this episode of the Chat Club with Zae, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you
And
guys.
Thank you for having me,
Keep at
Zae.
it with
Thank
Big
you
Brother.
very much. It was
Yes,
great.
another thank you to
Zae.
Zae for coming onto the
Yes.
show. He really didn't have to, so we really, really appreciate him coming.
Most
on.
definitely.
It's nice to hear the truths of how things actually go when the cameras are rolling, but you don't see
For sure.
what's on
For
them.
sure.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Guys, hear me okay?
Hey, Zae. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
What's up?
Hey, Zae. Thank you just for coming on the show. I just want to first of all thank you for being here.
I'm sorry, guys. My service sucks.
No, it's okay.
I don't recommend.
No, I get it. I just want to thank you for coming on the show. I'm here with my co-host Faith and my husband Blaine, and we've been watching Big Brother this season together. We loved you on the show,
Thank you.
and so we just wanted to ask you a few questions on your take on the season, your time on the season, and things like that.
Let's do it.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
rock on.
So we know you as a salesman. You're from Utah, but what are some things that didn't make the TV show?
Right.
I think one thing I actually talked about a lot in my casting that didn't mention the TV show too much is I love eating. Like I'm passionate about, obviously fitness is kind of my thing. I'm passionate about fitness, but I think that was kind of portrayed in the TV show. But I also love eating. I'm really into nutrition, but also just like I did eating challenges. I was never like professional or anything. But but yeah, I love like just any food. Like I'm not picky. I'll eat anything, and I love like food challenges and stuff. And so I've made money doing food competitions.
Oh, whoa,
damn.
no way.
Okay. Rock on. I love that.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite. See, that's the hard part is 'cause I like all of them a lot, so it's hard for me to pick one.
Right.
But I mean, you can't really beat like a good steak. You know, the macros are there, protein's there, but also like it's just so good. Or like a burger, like just something with a lot of meat. I love meat.
There we
Sure,
go.
sure. So
Protein.
you mentioned casting. What was the casting process like for you? Did Big Brother reach out to you, or did you audition like naturally?
Yeah, so I actually applied for the Amazing Race with one of my best friends, Sammy. He was on Survivor, 43. He's actually right there. I was tanning with him. Hanging out with him right now. But so they reached out to us when we were at Cheer Nationals actually, and they basically just said like, hey, like we loved your guys' audition. We showed it to Jesse, but like Sammy was already on Survivor. We can't have you guys in the Amazing Race. But Isaiah, have you heard of Big Brother? And I really hadn't. Like I hadn't ever watched the show. That was back in April, so it was only a couple months ago. And then they put me in contact with a casting person. I started watching. I started researching. I was like, hey, this is something I'd love to do. And so that was my story of how I got into Big Brother.
Oh,
Oh,
wild.
awesome. Okay.
So it's kind of like an in between. It's not like they recruited me, but it's not like I submit. I didn't apply for the show either.
Okay. Wow, I didn't think like that could have like that was a possibility of
right?
coming on to Big Brother. That's quite interesting.
One of my questions is, it might be a little ridiculous, but we learned on your eviction night that you can speak different languages and you're really good at chess.
Yes.
So, do you think in the game those were good things to show the other contestants that you're actually really intelligent and you can strategize?
Yeah, probably not, honestly. Like, obviously, like, people viewed me as a threat as soon as they figured out I was smart, too, you know? But I also am terrible at hiding stuff like that, and I'm competitive. And so it's not like I can go into a game of chess, and my ego's too big to where it's like, I can't just go in and purposely lose just so people don't think I'm smart. Right. Like, I just can't. It's just not me. And so I think I was trying to play dumb a little bit in some cases, you know? But overall, I think people could catch on pretty quick. That actually I'm really intelligent. Like, I grew up, like, I think I give off the vibes of, like, oh, like, he's, like, it's some, like popular douche. Like I kind of give off those vibes. But growing up, like I was the nerdy kid. I did academic team. I did chess club. I did like there's a game called Magic the Gathering, which is like some nerdy card game. I play that still.
I love
so it was
that.
like I was more of a nerd like than like a jock, you know. But so I think as soon as people figured out that I do have the nerdy side and I am smart, then it did make me a lot of a threat.
I also think that like in the game that you like this is just what I would take from it is like sometimes you forget the cameras are there, and so you just becoming like more of yourself
Right.
and more yourself and like not understanding.
I think that's something a lot of people don't realize is like it doesn't feel like you're being recorded. It just feels like you're living life in a house with people. Like it doesn't feel real. The cameras are on you.
So when we were first like introduced to the season, the big twist was there is this big bad that's like controlling the house, and there was an accomplice. And so the first task as a house guest were for you guys to guess who the accomplice was. You were like suspect number one.
Right? Yeah.
So why do you think people thought it was you?
So yeah, that's a good question. So it was kind of funny. I actually went to the house, and somebody like asked me straight to my face. They're like, "Are you the accomplice?" And we'd all just met, and I'm just kind of like, I like to joke around. So I was like, I don't know, am I? Like, I'm
Right.
just joking, and like obviously if I'm the accomplice, I'm not gonna say that. You know, I'm not gonna admit to it. And then everyone just looked at me. I saw everyone's eyes just dart up at me as soon as I said
Oh
that.
my gosh.
And I was like, oh wow, they're serious. Like they're taking this seriously. And then I was like, no guys, I'm not the accomplice. And then but then at that point, as soon as I joked around about it, it was toast. I was getting votes, and I was like, wow, did this cost me my game? Like me just being joking around and being myself? I don't know.
Sure. So when we like us viewers watching it, we saw you like turn beet red, and then basically like your eyes were darting around. So like as a viewer, I feel like they were already putting you up, like editing wise,
Definitely.
like you were the accomplice.
Right? Yeah, and I always look guilty too. Even if I didn't do something, like if I get blamed for something and somebody thinks I did it, I look hella guilty. Like I
Oh, 100%. I feel that for sure. Yes. And the anxiety is higher because you want to play it cool and you don't want to cause any more of
Overdo
a
it.
target on your back. Yes. Yeah.
So you thought that Riley was the accomplice. Did you really think it was him?
honestly, looking back, I think it was kind of a dumb thing to think. But I didn't think anyone else had any other reasons. You know, he needed to go to the bathroom. No one else had any sort of target on their back at all. And so it was like, who else were we supposed to vote for? Just some random person we just met. You know, it's like he had some sort of reason with the bathroom thing, and so that's why I was like, yeah, any reason's enough for me.
Anything to get, honestly, the target off your back. I understand that.
Exactly.
So Blaine was asking about what it's like to actually be in the house.
On what was it like?
Well, what's it like? The people. I mean, there's a lot of people in a space. Is the place huge? Are you guys on top of each other? Do you have any real privacy? You know, how many people are in the bathroom with you? Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because there really is no privacy. But I'm not a very private person. You know, growing up, wrestling was my sport, and so you're in a room with hundreds of other guys in your underwear, and so it didn't bother me at all. If anything, I was a little too comfortable, I think. Because I don't know. Luckily, I didn't like strip in front of cameras or anything. But yeah, it was super chill. Like I love living in the house. Obviously, there's only one bathroom other than the HOH bathroom. And so sharing that with 16 people should have been harder than it was. I honestly didn't have any issues ever. Like I maybe waited for the toilet like for like 5 minutes tops. But you'd think that there would be you'd be waiting for it forever, but no, not really.
Right.
Okay. And it was a little cramped with like the sleeping situations. Like my bed was like cramped underneath Riley's bed, and then like I couldn't even really turn because I'm a bigger framed dude, and I couldn't even really turn very well in my bed. It was kind of funny, but
Oh my
Now, do
gosh.
people actually
like
go to bed
camp.
at a reasonable time? Do you party all the time? Because the camera, they condense this down. They edit it so tightly into such a small segment, but you're living life throughout the course of the day. So what do you do during the daytime?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you don't have anything to do, you're doing something wrong, in my opinion. Like, I feel like whether you're, just chatting with somebody, getting to know them better on a personal level, I think is important, or talking game with people. My last several days, that's all I did, because I was like, I really got to campaign for myself. If I want to stay in here and I don't want to have any regrets, I want to do everything in my power. And so that's all I did the last couple of days. I think I saw a lot of like tweets and comments about it, about people thinking I was like doing a little too much, but at the same time, like, I wanted to stay in the house, so I was gonna.
Yeah, you're fighting for your life. Yeah.
Exactly. I was fighting for my life, and so I did everything in my power to stay in.
Zae, I thought your charisma was going to carry you through. I was very surprised. Plus, I thought it was really ballsy of you to call Rachel out. I'm like,
right?
If you guys don't go with me, Rachel's going to pinch you. And I'm like, yeah, isn't that the truth? Because Rachel's coming for all of them.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't see it.
What I wanted to ask was because you were campaigning. So Vince put you on the block. And at that time on the show, what we saw was like you weren't too worried about it. You had 2 competitions to do. You had the veto. And
I wasn't worried.
Right. So when you got to the veto, you were up against Amy, Ashley, Zach, Vince, and I think it was it. And so editing wise, what we saw was it was like head to head with you and Ashley. Was it really that close of a call, or was it like not?
I actually didn't know in the time how close I was, because it either goes up red or green. And so actually it was kind of funny, that veto competition, because it was the last one I would have wanted to do, because I can't smell. It's kind of, they didn't include in the episode, but I got COVID like 4 or 5 years ago. And ever since I got it, I can maybe smell 10 or 20%. I couldn't smell any of those smells.
Oh,
and like,
okay.
as soon as they started telling me about smelling, I was
Worst
like,
comp for you.
no way.
No.
Yeah, I was like, no way. And so I couldn't smell anything. So I actually had zero idea how close I was. They made it kind of seem like, and I actually was really close. I was literally one smell off. I had everything else right. Because I was grinding, like trying to get the other stuff, and just guess. But I wasn't really that confident towards the end that I was that close. But that being said, I was closer than I thought. But like, I was really close, yeah.
When Ashley won, what was your initial reaction? Were you like, oh shit, like am I
worst case scenario for me? Yeah, I still thought I had the votes. I honestly didn't think I was gonna go home still. Because I was becoming pretty tight with everybody in the house. Everyone liked me, and I was like, I think I can benefit people's game enough to stay in this house. And I was like, you know what, Amy, I had a feeling Kelly was gonna go up, and Kelly had kind of been stirring the pot. People didn't really like her that much, and for like different reasons. Amy, I felt like didn't really benefit anybody in the house besides Rachel. And so I really thought I was still going to stay in. But obviously, like, just because you have muscle, people think you're a threat in the competitions. I think is dumb, personally. But
I agree.
you just get a target put on your back just for having muscle. And then, you go up on the block early on and you're probably going home.
Excuse me. Rachel gave you a look like she was murdering you with her eyes. That was the edit. Did you see that look when it happened? Did it feel that way?
Oh, yeah. I could see it in my peripheral vision. But I do think Rachel plays things up for TV a lot. Like, she knows how to work reality TV.
No, most definitely, yeah.
Overdo the look to get on, yeah.
So that was one of my questions, was when you guys were outside and veto competition was done, and you're sitting there talking to, I think you're talking to Keanu.
Yeah, I'm Keanu.
Right, and Rachel approaches you outside. So the way you said it, I understood what you were saying was like, listen, if the people are going to vote against me and I'm still here, they're going to be on my target.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that it was smart to share that with Rachel?
I mean, I think she knew, but maybe it wasn't the smartest thing to verbalize. But I was trying to play an honest game. I didn't light up to that point, I want to kind of play a game where I'm honest until to the point where people believe whatever I say, and then I can make a crazy move, And so I was playing a very honest game, and she asked me, and I could tell she was trying to bait me. because Keanu and I kind of caught her in a little bit of a exaggeration where she was kind of, she told Keanu that I was against him. And then he went to me, of course, and we talked about it. And then when we caught her in kind of a lie, that's when she came up to us. She's like, what are you guys talking about? And we already knew that she knew. And then, we started talking about it, and I could tell she was baiting me, because she kept on saying, so you want to target me, don't you? Like, you've been saying that to everyone in the house. I was like, whoa, I never said target. Like, obviously, it makes the most sense for my game that if you vote to keep me up and I win HOH, yeah, I'd probably put you up. Like, you're in a pool of people I put up, is what I said. But I said, I do not want you to be targeted. I don't even know if I'd put you up. But I'm not going to keep somebody. The whole conversation, I said, I'm not going to keep somebody. I'm not going to put somebody on the block that just voted to keep me in the house week 2. That wouldn't make any sense.
Absolutely.
No, 100%.
Like, kind of played a victim mentality, said, okay, so you're targeting me, and then said her little line about the beheading, got up and left. And I was like, whatever, I don't really care.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When she got up and went inside, it cut. Like what we saw was like edited version, and you guys were upstairs and you were trying to talk to her about it, and she was like not having it. She was doing her one-liners, walking down the stairs. What, like, do you think that was genuine, or do you think that was just for the television?
I genuinely asked her, because I was like, I'm not someone who likes conflict. I hate conflict. I hate arguing. So I went up to her in private, I was like, hey, Rachel, like, I want to chat with you outside. I didn't want you to feel like I was targeting you, whatever. And she was like, what conversation outside? And it just happened 5 minutes before. And I was like, all right, like, I don't know what's going on right here. I don't know if, like, I genuinely don't know what's going on. So then I went downstairs and I was trying to chat with her. I was like, Rachel, is this like for TV, like a big TV moment? Because if you want a big TV moment, like, I'm down, but I would rather know if this is genuine or if, like, I have no idea. I'm confused. And I didn't really want to argue. So, like, if you guys saw the live cam, my argument was, like, terrible. Like, my lines, like, I was stuttering and stuff. I was like, are we arguing or are we not? Like, I'm so confused right now. And then we finally, like, I was like, Rachel, let's just go talk about it in a room one-on-one. Like, why are we doing this in front of everybody? We go and talk about it, and I'm explaining myself the whole time. They didn't include this, but the whole time she just kept on going, I'm bored. I don't want to talk about this. I'm bored. And then I was like, Rachel, I'm not holding you here hostage. Like, if you're bored, like, you don't want to talk about it like adults, like, just go. And she went. And that was the end of it. And we never got closure.
Did you go back and watch what they broadcast of you, and what you saw was accurate?
No, I mean, it wasn't inaccurate. Like, everything that was said, but I do think that it did not show the fact that she was pushing. She wanted a little bit of conflict, and it was very obvious that I didn't. And, like, I was like, yo, like, what is going on right now? Like, I don't understand. I was very confused the whole time. They didn't portray it like that. But looking back, maybe I should have just been a little more savage and actually argued with her. Who knows?
At that time, you were on the block. You really were, like, up against a wall.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't learn until eviction night that Rachel actually wanted you out of the house prior to everything. Like, since the beginning of that week, she really wanted to get you out since you were on the block. So do you really think that you were evicted because of Rachel, or just because, like, Vince put you on and then it was between you and Amy?
Such a combination of things. Like, from the beginning, getting the compost painted on me, not great. Then they have the have-nots. I'm like, I would love safety. I was the first one to raise my hand. I didn't get chosen, unfortunately. And then, it goes to the competition. I get a competition that I suck at and I lose. And then it goes to, you getting put on the block by Vince, which I don't hold personally, but that did happen. He had a tough decision to make. And then obviously that was before the veto competition. And then, I lose the blockbuster. And then, the fight with Rachel. It's just so many series of unfortunate events that all added up just to me getting evicted. And it was like, I think a lot of it was maybe in my control. There are things I could have done differently. There are also certain things that just kind of sucked. And it's just something that happens. And someone gets evicted first week and nobody wants it to be them. And it was me. And, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Right. I mean, you became the first 17th place house guest.
I mean, that is kind of cool too, okay, Zae? So don't kick yourself too hard. You'll be able to carry that with you,
Yeah, I thought of that line too after I got evicted. Like, I didn't have that line prepared with my interview with Julie. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I was just sitting there and I was like, that's actually kind of funny. Like, I should say that if I get the chance, since I did.
Another question I wanted to ask was, did the masked dude really come in when you guys were sleeping, or was that all editing?
I'm a deep sleeper, so I have no idea, but I think he did. I want to say he actually did. And there was, like, a lot of stuff hidden in the walls I didn't know about, like in the paintings and stuff. But I think that he actually did go in there. I would be the wrong person to ask, though. Kelly's not a deep sleeper, so she might be able to know better. But
Another question I had was eviction night. You played Blockbuster, and you had a crown in your hand. Did you think you had it?
Kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. Like, even thinking about it, I get so mad at myself because I'm actually really good at scrambling stuff like that. But what happened was they told us the directions very clearly. One word on the left screen, 2 words in the middle screen, 1 word on the right screen. And for some reason, there were huge screens too. For some reason, I didn't realize there were 2 other big screens. So I was sitting there and I saw the word crown very clearly on the back screen. And if you watch the replay, I was sitting there staring at the back screen the entire time. And I was like, where are the other 2 words? Like, there's supposed to be 4 words. And so I see crown, I go up and pick up a crown. And I'm like, where are the other words? Like, there should be, I was looking for the word green, because crown had green. And then as soon as Kelly buzzes in, I turn to, like, look at it, and I see a giant thing, and I instantly unscramble emeralds. And I was like, wow. I just lost the game because I didn't listen to directions. And obviously there's a lot of pressure, going on. There's a lot of things. I don't blame myself too hard, but it was the dumbest mistake I could ever made, and it cost me like my life in the game. I do think I would have won that challenge if I would have seen the other streams. That's just unfortunate.
So you said there's a lot of pressure. Do you feel a lot of pressure inside the space when people are competing?
On that competition, I kind of knew my life was on the line. So yeah, I did feel a lot of pressure on that one. Usually not as much. I'd say I'm pretty good under pressure usually, but that one I was like, man, like everything's kind of riding on this. So I need to clutch up right here. And so I did feel a lot of pressure. And I think I misheard the directions because of that.
There's a commercial break. What I've read is that like that's when the producers are talking to you, but for the competition. So like, are they? Because for me, when I watch some of when I watch the show and some of the competitions are explained, I can't for the life of me understand the instructions just by like a viewer. So are you able to like ask as many questions as you want?
Totally 100% my fault. They gave the directions very clearly. It was just a misinterpretation on my end, mishearing, me just being dumb. And I'm just like that sometimes. Like I'm very book smart, but sometimes the most obvious things I'm dumb about. And so, but yeah, they explain the directions very clearly. You can ask as many questions as you want while they're in commercial break. And then they go through and they do the shortened version for the TV.
Okay, because I was always worried, like if I was on the game, I just black out when they would list all the instructions.
Yeah, it is kind of hard though with the pressure.
No, definitely, most definitely.
With the voting, I believe it was like 9 to 5 or 9 to 4, something like that. Were you shocked to find out that Riley voted you out?
Yeah, I was very shocked. I still am actually a little bit because he told me he wanted to be final 2 with me, and like we were tight, but I think they just got in his head. I think he's just a little bit of a simp, simping for Catherine, and that just gets the best of a man. Because I would have benefited his game a lot. Like I would have been there for him for every vote.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but it just was kind of unfortunate, because I think because he flipped, I almost had Lauren. She literally told me that she thinks it would benefit her game to have me in the house more. Because I told her that, and Ashley too. Actually, was about to swap on Amy, but neither of them would because they knew I didn't have the numbers because they knew Riley was switching, and I didn't know that. And so if Riley wouldn't have swapped, I think I actually would have had the numbers to stay. Because I think Lauren would have voted to keep me in, or Ashley. I could have had both of them.
I wanted to talk about your alliance that you created, Burger Boys, which I think the name is iconic. What made you think about creating an all guys alliance, knowing that there was an extra girl in the house and not bringing anybody else in to get numbers?
Honestly, looking back, I should have pulled in someone like Lauren or a lot of the girls, though. It was kind of like the line was being drawn gender-wise in a lot of ways, which was frustrating because obviously we're outnumbered, so it's the last thing I want is to be outnumbered on the block in a minority with the girl, gender lines being drawn. It was just kind of how it was playing out. They were kind of saying, hey, we need to kind of stick together as girls. Like I don't know, there's a lot of that talk going around. Like Lauren, for example, she's like, look, I want to keep you in here, but I don't want to vote against the girls. I don't want to be on the outs with the girls. And same with Ava. Ava, she really wanted to keep me in, but she's like, I don't want to be on the outs with the girls. And like I heard that so much, I'm like, the gender lines are not going to stay through week 2. Everything's going to switch up. Like, I need you guys to vote right now. Like, I do not want this to be a gender game because I'm going to lose if it's a gender game. But those are the guys that I trusted the most in the house at the time. And the name was kind of catchy. I don't know if you guys caught on to, like, it was like 5 guys, there was 5 guys in the alliance. It was like 5 guys burgers, Like,
yes.
But, but yeah, those are the guys I trusted the most. And I felt like most of the girls were working against me. And I didn't want to bring them into the alliance. Just have them go and rat to Rachel on everything that we're doing. And so I only brought in people that I could trust, that I really trusted, even though obviously Riley voted against me. But I really thought I could trust. Those just happened to be guys at that thing. But I didn't want it to be a gender thing,
With creating targets on your back, and Jimmy really was playing up for the TV, creating moments for himself. Why don't you think that backfired on him?
Like creating big moments?
Yes.
I mean, it's just when you make yourself a target, like especially that early on in the game, it's hard to choose targets. And so doing anything is going to paint a target on your back in any way. Him kind of being a little bit extra in some ways for, to try and do a little too much for TV or whatever, or to try and stir stuff up a little bit. People caught on to that really fast. Like if I would have won HOH, I would have put up Jimmy. Because I knew he was playing both sides. He was promised me so many times he was gonna vote to keep me in the game, and I knew he was lying because everyone else told me that he was lying. And so it's so easy to figure that out. And so I do think he's painted a target on his back. I don't think he's gonna stay in the game very long because of that.
Zay, Jimmy is the worst. The little sunglasses scene thing was ridiculous.
He's a very witty guy. He's funny. I actually like him as a person, but yeah, the way he's playing this game is I don't like the way he's playing this game. He's trying to be too much. He's trying to get too much screen time. Trying to do a little bit too much, in my opinion. He's one of the lowest rated people right now, I think.
Oh, I mean, people in his alliance are already seeing that for themselves. So. And they haven't even seen the back footage of all of this. So
I'm assuming that you're watching the show still. Yes.
I've been so busy with visiting family, traveling, but I haven't watched every single episode, or I haven't been watching the live cams a ton, but I've been keeping up with everything.
So you know Lauren is HOH.
So that whole situation, I feel like she's been kind of playing a little bit scared, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that she had an opportunity to put Jimmy and Rachel up on the block, and she thinks it's too early in the game. Yeah.
What's wrong with them, Zay? Why do they keep flaking out when they know what they need to do? Why can't they just do it?
They're all scared. That's why I should have been in there, because I would have loved to go up on the block, put 3 people up, not care what everyone's trying to put in my ear about who I should put up. No, I would have said, I'm putting up you, I'm putting up you, I'm putting up you. I don't care if you guys get mad. This is the best for my game, and you guys are just going to have to accept it. And it would have been awesome, because I love to do stuff like that, but I didn't get the chance. And everyone, I feel like, in the house is playing scared. It's almost boring to watch. Like, I wanted to be, like, exciting, you know, and, like have a quick where I put up all the threats on the block, and that would have been awesome. But, you know, but yeah, Lauren, she's just playing scared. She doesn't make enemies, and it's not going to do her any good. Even if she gets the final 2 and this is the way she's playing, she's not going to win the game.
I agree.
So who do you think is playing the best game, and who do you think is playing the worst game?
I think Morgan's playing the best game, or Vinny. I think Morgan, she's just so athletic. She's smart. She's strategic. Like, she knows what she's doing, and she's flying under the radar somehow, you know? Like, I don't know why people don't think of her as a threat.
Yeah, her social game is spectacular.
Everyone loves her, and she's such a threat. Like, I would say she's more of a threat than me. And, like, for some reason, I just got the threat tag put on me, and she doesn't, which is, you know, crazy. So I think she's playing a great game right now. I think the worst game, I would say, there's several people. Kelly's volunteering for the block every week is a pretty terrible game. Riley simping and telling Catherine that he will do anything. He doesn't care about his own game. He just wants to win her game. Probably some of the worst gameplay I've ever seen. I think Keanu's not playing a great game, kind of jumping sides, being kind of shaky. I think a lot of people want him out. I think Jimmy's not playing a great game. I think there's a lot of people, honestly. I don't know. I'm not obviously like a super fan of Big Brother or anything. I don't think I played everything perfectly. But I do feel like if I would have lasted that week, I would have been in a pretty decent position to stay for a while. So it's kind of hard to see that all these people that aren't playing well, but I feel like I could have outlasted if I would have had, you know, one more week.
Definitely.
With that answer, do you think that Vinny and Morgan both have a really good chance at winning the game?
I had to put money on it right now. Like, obviously, I lose a lot of money doing sports betting and stuff, so like I don't. But if I did have to, then they would be my parlay for sure.
Who do you think's gonna win?
I'd say Morgan right now. It would be my guess.
Okay, listen here. I think it's Vinny, and we can circle back later when I'm right. Okay, because it's totally Vinny.
Yeah. Vinny's good. Vinny's smart. He plays very strategic, very calculated.
That's very calculated. So do you think that you would ever do like an all-star season of Big Brother?
If they wanted me to, but I feel like I got out first, you know, like, but I would love to do anything they put me on. Like, I would love to do the challenge. I would love to do Big Brother again. But yeah, I just gotta, if they give me the call, I'm there.
Just so you know, they do bring people back who were the first eliminated because they don't think that they had a chance.
Fingers crossed. And, you know, I do feel like I could make a good run in this game. I feel like I'm strategic. I feel like, obviously, I stuck in the competitions, but I feel like I could get to the point where I could cook in the competitions. But yeah, I didn't feel like I got the full chance to kind of display my skill set. So I would love to have a redemption shot. And if I get out first again, if they put me back on, I got out first again, they'll call it there. I'll say, okay, no more reality TV for me. I apparently suck. Like, you know, but.
How has your life changed since the show?
I'd say the biggest way is, you know, just the social media exposure. My day-to-day is the same. I still have the same friends, the same family, the same hobbies. But I think the social media exposure is what has changed a lot for me. And I've loved fitness. I'm passionate about it. I hate knocking doors. And so this is, I think, if I play my cards right, could be a stepping stone for me to do what I actually want to do, which is like, I want to start doing online personal training. I've already started, you know, kind of designing my brand. And it's something I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to do if I hadn't gone on the show. So I'd say that's the biggest difference for me, is that I want to leverage my experience on the show to do something that's going to benefit my life.
I love that.
Keanu's going home tonight.
I can see that.
It's Tuesday.
Wait, I don't know what day of the week it is, but I know that's what's next.
Did he get himself off the block or no? I thought he.
No, I heard he won the veto.
I think he won the veto.
Yeah, I heard he won the veto as well.
As soon as he gets on the block, he's gone. People don't like him.
Yeah, I agree.
was really good for me because he has my shirt. We actually swapped shirts, so I need him to get out.
Oh, sorry. One last question.
Yeah.
The beef between you and Rachel. Will you see her? Will you talk to her after the show?
Yeah, I'll talk. Like, no hard feelings, you know.
Mhm.
I might just ask her, like, yo, was that for TV or not? Because if it was for TV, hey, no hard feelings. Like, that's chill, you know. We're just trying to get her screen time. But if it wasn't for TV and she's actually like that, she's not somebody I would want to associate with, if I'm being honest. But no hard feelings. Like, I think she's a fine person, but I just wouldn't want to really be that close to somebody who's like weird like that. I'm not gonna lie, it's just a weird interaction. But no hard feelings. Like, you know, like I don't like to hold grudges or anything. I feel like I'm pretty chill with that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Awesome. We love to hear it.
Yeah. And I appreciate you actually doing this and
Yes.
following through. And we're not that popular of a podcast, so we really appreciate you taking.
Really appreciate it.
Well, you know, Zay, the thing about it is that they do it because they love it, right? And I just get to kind of tool in, but I thought you were the winner from the beginning, okay, baby? So you got hosed, but I love the way you stood up for yourself.
Okay. You were wrong, but I do appreciate that.
You stood up for yourself. Always do it. You stood up for yourself. I loved it.
Definitely.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you. We'll see you finale night.
Most definitely.
Take care.